Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome to Unit Lost. I am Stylosa. Now, you don't have a main when you play Overwatch, but you do have a main. But if you've got a main, then don't be a pain. Don't be a main pain, right? Now, I've made videos in the past talking about this. I made a video a couple of months ago which was highlighting the fact that you don't have a main when you play Overwatch. Now, that's not entirely true, and I did go back and I did address that, because in that video, what I was trying to say is, look, you do have a main, you have a character you will be better with, but you need to be flexible, because that's what Overwatch is. However, the reason why I'm making this video now is I'm seeing a lot of people getting into fits of rage because they can't play the hero that they main, or they just forcibly play heroes regardless of the situation, like they don't even care what is going on. So let's talk about me and me as a player. When I spread my time across two heroes predominantly, and that is Zarya and Reinhardt. Both of them in Season 2 are almost 25 hours each. Then I've got Lucio, I think he's like 11 hours, and then I've got all my other heroes that I play. So if I look at myself, right, I am a main Zarya. I would say I prefer to play Zarya than Reinhardt. But if I can't play Zarya, then I'll play Reinhardt. If I can't play Reinhardt, then I'll play Lucio. If I can't play Lucio, then I'll play either Ana or Zenyatta. That would be my go-to. I cover a lot of slots there. It would be very unlikely that I can't get one of those heroes in a game. If I couldn't, then I'd have to, maybe play DPS or something like that. But I wouldn't be too comfortable on that, whereas I'd be more comfortable on a Zarya. Now, there's two ways that this can be a problem. Because if I want to go in and play Zarya, I'll go into a game and, oh no, somebody's loaded in before me and they've picked Zarya. What do I do as a player? Oh, that's cool. I don't even think, I'm just like, sure, that's cool. I might have the golden weapon for Zarya. I might have played it the most, but I don't even care. I'll play Reinhardt. But somebody else wants to play Reinhardt. That's cool. I'll play Lucio. I'm being flexible there. Overwatch is a team game. It's not a game where you can just go in on your own and carry the team and just turn up and through you being the best Widowmaker, the best Pharah, the best McCree or whatever ever, you will not be able to just carry a team if that other team work together and have got maybe better team morale and they're being more communicative with each other, which is going to be an issue if the first thing you do when you go into a game, and I've seen a lot of this happening, guys, is I want to play Zarya, get off Zarya. Now, if somebody says that to me in that tone, I'm going to be like, what the fuck? Who is this guy? You know what I mean? But what I generally do in those situations is I would give them the hero. So I'm pretty lucky that I've got a pretty powerful computer. So when I load into Overwatch, I load in pretty quick. So generally, I always get Zarya. If I want Zarya, I can lock in straight away, and I'll be the first person to lock in. But there are times where people will go, can I play Zarya? And I'll be like, sure. The reason for that is because if they're asking for it, surely they're confident playing that hero. And I know I am confident playing other heroes anyway, so I can allow them to do that because it's going to help the team as a whole. And that's what the whole idea of this is. It's about being flexible to help the team. Now, recently, I played with a Widowmaker player, which I thought was a bit strange because Widowmaker on Ilios is not that great. So when this person locks in as Widow and locks in really quick, I'm like, all right, Widow. So I click on the profile of this player and it had 100, I think it was 170 hours plus, if memory serves me, of playtime on Widowmaker in Season 2 alone, just on Widowmaker. It only ever played Widowmaker, and I'm like, right, this is, that's okay. Within about 10 seconds, the team are like, can we drop the Widow? Before the game's even started. Now, I don't want to say, again, this is kind of bleeds into the meta argument, right? You could say, hang on a minute, Sty, Widowmaker can work. Yes, she could work, right? But the thing is, the team see that and they're like, hang on, we're on a control point map. It's on Ruins, or maybe it's on Well, or any Ilios point. It doesn't really matter. It's a King of the Hill map. Widowmaker's not going to be too great because there's going to be a big brawl fight sort of taking place in the middle. There's probably going to be tank heavy. You're going to probably need a Reaper. You're definitely going to need a McCree. But instead of that, you've got a Widowmaker sitting at the back. The enemy team, all they need to do to shut a Widowmaker down is jump onto her with Winston, which is surprisingly easy with King of the Hill maps because the teams are generally close together anyway. So Winston could just go in and remove that Widow. Even if that Widow was the best Widow in the world, it's just going to get shut down. So what that Widow player needs to do is think, hang on a minute, what the hell am I doing? But they don't, and this is what I find crazy. When you look at Overwatch as a game, there's a lot of characters that, or heroes that have very similar skill sets in a way. So if you are a Widowmaker player, like the guy I just spoke about, that means you're very accurate. That means mechanically you are an excellent player. So you can aim rapidly onto targets and fire and kill. So you could probably play McCree, because McCree is a hit scan character, just the same as Widowmaker. Yeah, sure, he's not a sniper, he's not extreme range, he's medium range kind of hero, but he still requires supreme accuracy. You still need that crazy accuracy to flashbang in a headshot a Tracer, or to kill a Genji as he's jumping all over you in the sky. You still need that, and you could still be effective. You could play Reaper. Maybe Reaper will be a little bit more difficult because you need to be more close range, and that might not be what you're sort of suitable for. So maybe play a Soldier 76. Again, that's a hit scan hero, and it's somebody who can brawl a bit more in the fight, brings a little bit more to a control point, or a King of the Hill map, which, you know, it is like being flexible. And that's just one example of being a flexible player to help your team out. And this extends to a lot of different heroes. When I look at myself, right, I'm predominantly playing Zarya. Zarya she's not a main tank, she's an off tank, but she occupies the fight. She's in the middle of the fight. So this means that I can play a Reinhardt because I'm used to actually being in the fight. Now, I've played a ton of Reinhardt. Like I said, Zarya and Reinhardt are pretty equal in playtime, so I can jump onto those two heroes. And I really enjoy playing the tank class. But this also means, weirdly, that I can play people like Lucio because I'm aware of when the team needs to attack, when the team needs to not attack, so I know when to use the speed boost to engage and disengage, and when to heal, because I'm used to doing that. Or I'm used to knowing when that happens because I play tank characters. So you can see there's a lot of bleed across the different heroes. Now, let's go Mercy, right? Let's say you're a Mercy main, because this is another one that you see, somebody who just plays Mercy all the time. Now, Mercy's great. Mercy is a hero that, she's kind of like Zarya, right? You could use Mercy in every game mode. It doesn't really matter. But sometimes somebody might lock in Mercy before you. What do? Well, you can probably play Lucio, to be quite honest, because Mercy is kind of she's a weird one because she doesn't really rely on crazy accuracy, but she's still sort of in and around the fight. So if you swapped onto Lucio, you should still be able to heal, provide sound barriers when you need to, speed boost to move your team around, and even just fire at the enemy to just get an odd bit of damage onto them. You'll probably be capable of doing that. So that's another example of this sort of bleed across thing that you see happening. Now, there was a very weird example of a player who had 700 hours, I think it was 720 hours on Winston, which I found absolutely ridiculous, right? I was like, what? This cannot be real. How can that person have played Winston for so long? That is crazy. Like that is just mental. To me, that beggars belief, ladies and gentlemen. I cannot believe it. So I think he was even called like Ape Man Hero or something like that. I don't know. But this person locks in as Winston, and we were on Hanamura. Now, Winston can work on any map, basically. Oh, that's fine, right? I was playing Zarya, so I can shield the Winston. Yeah, it's cool, right? Winston can work. The problem is, the enemy team repeatedly killed the Winston, like instantly. They were discording him. They had a Reaper, a McCree. They just wrecked him, right? He had no chance. So in that situation, he should probably have thought, maybe I should change to somebody else. What about a Reinhardt? Maybe a Diva or something, because Winston's clearly not working, because this guy was diving in repeatedly into the point and just getting killed, which is like suicidal behavior. Again, that's another example of a player that's not really being flexible, because I want to go right back to the start of this video where I initially spoke about Overwatch being this game where you need to be flexible, because this is how I like to break Overwatch down. And you can agree with this or disagree. I mean, do it in the comments, agree or disagree, or whatever. I reckon Overwatch is 20% mechanical skill. So this means 20% your ability to aim, your ability to, you know, understand what's sort of going to happen, I guess. Well, more to do with your mechanical ability, like your aiming and whatever. Then I reckon it's 40% strategic knowledge. And what this sort of encompasses is your ability to understand team builds, your ability to understand what's actually going on in the game. And then I think we've probably got 40% of just not being a terrible player. Ladies and gentlemen, maybe I've attributed a bit too much to that there. I think it's probably more like 40% mechanical skill, 40% strategic knowledge, 20% not being a dickhead, ladies and gentlemen. That's probably what I'm going to revise this to. Because what you don't want to do in Overwatch is wreck your team morale. And through not being flexible, you will do that. I have seen this we've thrown so many games. I mean, recently I made a video and I spoke about a May character that we played with on defense on Gibraltar, and we held them at the first point. They didn't even get to the first point. It was a total hold. They only got the payload just under the bridge. I mean, honestly, it was like, what, 30 meters they got the payload. It was nothing, like absolutely nothing. We had a May who was playing exceptionally well. She was splitting them as they were coming under the tunnel, like under the bridge. Even when they came over the top, she blocked them off. We killed. It was awesome. But then on attack, this character plays May again, or this person plays May again, which is fine, right? May, just because she's a defense hero doesn't mean that she's only to be played on defense. Straight away, the team were like, "Get off May. We need more damage." And I'm like, "Whoa, whoa, whoa!" I'm on the microphone and I'm like, "Guys, we don't. What? It's fine." But they were laying into this character, and that person took offense to this and started getting abusive back to them, and then suddenly it just went to shit. So the team morale collapsed. So what happens in that situation is you lose, you have lost, your team have just thrown that game, and we lost, and it was really frustrating because you could see what was happening. After the first attack failed, which was a good defense by the enemy, but we'd pushed the payload more than half the way that it actually needed to go, and our ultimates were coming up, so it was going to be fine. After that, people just started trickling in, people would make troll picks, oh, I'm Symmetra now, and it's just like, what the hell are you doing? But just to go back to this idea of you have a main, but don't be a pain, because I'm going to finish the video now, guys, because I could just go on about this all day long. I want you guys to let me know if this has happened to you. I'm pretty sure this has happened to absolutely everybody. I also want you to come clean if you are just a solo character player, and I want you to tell me why. Because if you are just a Genji player, you can probably play Tracer as well, and in some situations, Tracer can be better than Genji. If you're just like I said, a Widow player, you should probably be able to play McCree, or probably be able to play Soldier 76, or probably play Reaper. You should still be able to play a hit scan DPS character. So let me know, guys, and be honest in the comments below. I've always approached Overwatch from the point of view of I want to be proficient in a good number of characters so I can be aware of what's going on, and I can also fill if needs be, because there have been games where I've had to play a Lucio, which maybe I don't find as exciting as playing a Zarya or a Reinhardt, but I know we need a Lucio to win. If we don't have one, we will not have enough support and will not be able to win. And through that pick, I like to think that sometimes it does result in a win. Alright guys, I've been Stylosa, this is Unit Lost. Let me know, like I said, in the comments below about what you think about this, and if this has happened to you, and if you are somebody who does it, and in which case, tell me why you do it. Like, is it just because you're stubborn, or you really just enjoy that character? I mean, there's probably a ton of reasons. There'll be reasons that I have not covered in this video, so go wild, guys. Just let me know. Alright guys, I've been Stylosa, this is Unit Lost. If you enjoyed the video, then like the video, which is beautiful. If you do enjoy watching Twitch live streams, I have started streaming again recently on twitch.tv/Unit Lost, so do check that out. What do you do to Twitch? You follow the Twitch channel, there you go, follow it. And yeah, you can follow me on Twitter, which is @UnitLostGaming, and I will catch you next time, guys. Toodaloo.